The Green Party has its annual conference this weekend, and tonight we explore with Ciaran Cuffe jobs for the Greens, coalition, electoral prospects, if any, and whether they would welcome a change of Taoiseach. Aside from Ciaran Cuffe, we have with us Orny Kerr of the Irish Independent and John Barry of Queen's University, a Greens specialist. Joining us to preview tomorrow morning's newspapers are Tom Lyons of the Sunday Times and Arthur Murphy, famous for years for his mailbag programme on RTÉ Radio. That's all on the Tonight programme after the break. The Green Party has its annual conference this weekend, and tonight we explore with Ciaran Cuffe jobs for the Greens, coalition, electoral prospects, if any, and whether they would welcome a change of Taoiseach. Aside from Ciaran Cuffe, we have with us Orny Kerr of the Irish Independent and John Barry of Queen's University, who's a Greens specialist. Joining us later to preview tomorrow morning's newspapers are Tom Lyons of the Sunday Times and Arthur Morgan, famous for years for his mailbag programme on RTÉ Radio. If you'd like to text us a comment to the programme, text the number 53131 and place the word tonight before your comment, or email us at tonight@tv3.ie. A live blog has been run on the programme on the website politico.ie. Ciaran, was there a pact agreed among the Greens or between the Greens and Bertie Ahern that there would be a rotation of ministers halfway through the lifetime of the government, or at some stage along the way?
There was a deal that there would be a change halfway along, and there was an agreement that there would be an extra junior minister at that halfway stage, and that was done between Trevor and Bertie Ahern at the time.
What was the agreement on the rotation of ministers?
We also had a deal to rotate ministers at the halfway stage, but that was then. This is now.
No, just tell us, what was the deal? What was the deal to rotate ministers?
I don't want to do the forensics on it, Vincent. I think there's been a fair amount written about it. It's a long-established Green principle that you do rotate people at various times. The German Greens did that for many years. But I think the conditions that we had in mid-2007 are quite different to the real challenging times we're in today. And I think what the Irish people want is stability and a way through the huge challenges that we face. And I think that's why we're in government, to do the right thing, to get us through these difficulties and back into a time when there'll be a significant increase in employment, when we'll be back to the kind of optimism that we had for many years.
If it was always Green Party policy to rotate ministers, why weren't we told this explicitly when the programme for government was agreed in 2007?
I think it's a lot easier for ministers to do their work when the expectation is that they will be there for a longer time. I think it would have made it more difficult for any of my colleagues to do their job if there was an expectation that they would be gone after 2.5 years.
But if this was always Green Party policy, and the Greens always thought this was a good thing, why didn't you tell your own party, for instance, who you brought together to decide whether there should be a coalition or not, or the people who voted for you, or the electorate in general? Were they not entitled to know?
Well, I think I just answered that.
Were they not entitled to know?
No, I think the issue there was to have the members or your colleagues in government feel that they would be working with you, and if they felt that you were about to move away from your job, I think it would be a lot more difficult.
So the other colleagues in government didn't know either?
I don't believe they did.
And do you think that's satisfactory, that you come to a secret deal with the Taoiseach of the day, you don't even tell your government colleagues what the deal was?
I think you're over-egging the cherry there.
Don't mind whether I'm over-egging. Deal with the point. Do you think, is there something disreputable about not even telling your government colleagues about it?
I don't think so. I remember taking a summer job in the United States, and you did your interview, and you were asked, well, what are your future plans? And you nodded sagely and said that you expected to be with the company for many years to come. And by early September, when college was starting back home in Ireland, you said, actually, I have to give my notice. And that That's
so
the way you
Greens
sometimes do
regard
these things.
cabinet ministerial positions in the same level as student jobs in the United States.
No, I think you're jumping.
Then what's the relevance of the analogy?
The relevance of the analogy is that it is important that your staff have confidence in you, that there is a sense of continuity, that there is that it is possible to get through the many initiatives that we're working on.
So, but you allowed your staff to have confidence in you and your fellow government ministers to have confidence in you on the basis of a falsehood. There was full intention, apparently, for Green ministers, or at least one of them, to resign his position halfway through. And you allowed your colleagues in government, and you allowed your staff, the staff working with you.
I think you're jumping into this idea. You're trying to make this into an enormous issue.
I'm not trying to make
I'm saying
this is a piece of con job stuff.
No, I think that's strong language, Vincent.
Well, it is strong, but is it appropriate language?
No, I don't think it's appropriate.
Well, you were conning your colleagues in government. You were conning the staffs that you said would be disconcerted by plans to rotate ministers. That was a con job.
To be honest, I think you're using very, very strong language, and I don't agree with you. I think it was and is a good principle to rotate people, but I think when you're going through the storm, it's a time to hold fast and make the right decisions, and you don't change.
Why didn't you tell us about it?
Because it would have diminished the authority of those concerned.
The good principle would have diminished the authority. If it's such a good principle, why would authority be diminished?
I think the principle is a good one, but you don't wish someone's authority to be diminished.
And so
I think to be fair, Vincent, I think you're really pushing this, and you're using words like falsehoods and secrecy.
And con job.
But look, we don't, as far as I know, have microphones at our parliamentary meetings. We don't publish every single thing that we do or thing that we say, because there is a sense of confidence within, whether it be at the cabinet table or whether it be within the party.
You say you don't want
itself.
to give us the detail of this because you don't want to go into the forensics. Was there a deal whereby you would become a cabinet minister and John Gormley would resign?
Yes, there was. Yes, there was.
And why did that not happen?
This is now. Because I think we're in very different times to
Were you happy about this all along? Were you happy that he wasn't moving off?
I think anyone in the Oireachtas would be delighted to serve in cabinet. I am over the moon about the job that I have currently, and I think the most important thing at the moment is to give strong continuity, to give leadership, and to get Ireland through these difficult times.
When did you reconcile yourself to the fact that John Gormley wasn't going to stand aside for you?
I think we had a full and frank discussion of this over the last month or so.
Were you happy about it all along?
I would have been delighted if I had become Minister at Cabinet.
I'm asking, were you happy about John Gormley reneging on the commitment he made to you in 2007?
I think, again, Vincent, you're using strong language. Renege is not a word I'd use. I am happy that the Green Party operated in a consensual way, that the party came to an agreement as to what should happen, that we discussed the issue with our membership, with our national executive, and, you know, to be brutally honest, I'm absolutely delighted with the work I have
well, to be brutally honest with you, a lot of people think that this is thoroughly disreputable. That what the Greens were out primarily was jobs for the boys and the girls, and the girl. That you have 6 TDs and 5 of you would have been held ministerial office in the course of this Parliament.
I think it's fantastic for people who are elected, who have the honour of serving in the Oireachtas, to serve as Ministers of State or to serve in Cabinet. I think it makes absolute sense. It makes it a lot easier to implement Green Party policies, whether it be in creating jobs or sustainable transport.
Well, we know the jobs